Hey y'all, I'm Jesse Petersen and I teach art journaling here at Let's Make Art, and today I have a project for you that is all about gratitude. So it's a gratitude layout that we're doing with these beautiful blues, and this is what it looks like. I'm calling this a little blue burst, so that's the technique we're going to learn how to do here today. We're using that technique card, and the prompt is a gratitude prompt. So I'll just tell you a little bit about this prompt that we have for you. Expressing gratitude is one way to be present. Pausing to reflect and truly feel appreciative for all the things going well in your life right now can be helpful when trying to slow down and relax. Practice writing down things you're thankful for right now, whether they're big things or like a new job, or small things like a pretty sunset.
A soft pillowcase.
Oh yeah, those are good. You may enjoy looking back at these things at a later date. So I really think it's cool to have a gratitude practice. I've had several types of gratitude practice in my life where whether it's meditation, I'm just thinking of something I'm grateful for, sort of a list in the morning, things like that. But this sort of gratitude practice helps us kind of slow down and add a visual element to it. And what's neat is when we're done and you're having like a tough day, you can flip back and remember some of those things that you remember that you were grateful for. And another thing I think is interesting is that that what we're grateful for changes over time. So it might be interesting, like a little time capsule almost, to look back at this time of your life and what you're grateful for and how maybe it may differ in the future. Makes sense?
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the supplies we're going to need for this. We're going to need a pencil because we're going to sketch out this, and we're going to use a glass like this. So you'll need a glass. I really love this one because it helps me not drink my paint water. But whatever glass you have around is just fine for that. A pencil, a ruler is what we're going to use to get these lines here. And then we're going to also use some acrylic paint. We're going to use this DecoArt Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue.
Prussian.
Prussian, it's precious. Precious, Prussian. Can you say that 5 times fast?
Prussian, precious, Prussian, precious, Prussian, precious, Prussian, precious, Prussian, precious. I think I was 4.
That was a lot. 4?
I don't know.
I bet you
I
could
lost
beat
count.
it.
I can't count and speak.
I bet if you practice, you could do it more.
I could practice more.
All right. So we're going to use white, which I don't know if that's really showing up on the camera, but you know it's there. This is the whitewash DecoArt paint as well. All right. We got our cup of water for painting. I'll probably use this round 8 as well as this 1/2-inch oval mop brush. And then for the journaling, you can use this kind of pen, which is a Precise V5. You'll just need to make sure it's nice and dry before you move on to the next one. It might smear a little. Or you can use this Micron pen, which may stay put a little easier. And this has that plastic nib, which I really like.
You mentioned that in another video, didn't you?
I did, in the beginner series, the Right Tools one. Or you could also use a Posca pen, which is really nice, acrylic. If you want your letters to be larger and you want to use a larger pen, that'll work. So whatever black pen you have around will do just fine. I like to have clips to hold my art down. So if you have a clip, that's also helpful. I think that's all of our supplies. So we can get started. I'm going to steal these clips from this one to clip my journal that I'm going to do it with here.
I'm grateful for this job.
It's a good one, huh?
Yeah.
What do you like about your job, Keenan?
I like watching the art in progress, and because art in progress is my favorite thing to see.
Yeah?
Like not. I also love a finished project, but the in progress is just the coolest. Because sometimes it's like, ooh,
Is that going to
is
turn
this
out?
gonna turn out okay? And then it always does.
Well, for me, sometimes it turns out differently than what I anticipated, but that's all right too.
That's okay.
Okay, so can you see where this glass is on the... I'm just giving it a little room up here. Now, I'm not putting it dead center because I don't want this thing to turn into this very symmetrical project. I'm kicking it over to like right there.
I like that.
Right? Does that feel right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so we're going to trace this. Just lightly trace. But I want this to be dark enough for you to see, so I'm going to do it a little darker. And this is a little different than watercolor, where we're using acrylics. We're going to paint right over that line, so it doesn't really matter. We don't have to be like worried about it being transparent because it's not as transparent.
Oh, so convenient.
Yes. So there's our circle. I'm going to, I had this little swirl going on in the middle of that one, which I kind of like, so I'm going to just pencil in a swirl. Don't stress about this, just make it however it turns out is just fine. And this is just going to serve as a rough outline of where I'm going to paint. And I reserve the right to change my mind when I'm painting it. It'll be just fine.
Yeah, you do.
You can do whatever you want here. Sometimes painting over the middle is intimidating, but don't you worry about that middle. We're going to make that middle do whatever we want it to. All right, looking cool? All right. So then we're going to take our ruler and we're going to pencil out these lines this way. And if you see this, it's a little thinner this way and then it gets a little thicker that way. Just think of it like, I don't know, like, what do we say in that one when we're doing the sun, like a windmill or something like that.
Oh,
just
yeah.
the little, like, what do you call the things on a ceiling fan that stick out? The
Fan.
blades. Like the
Blade.
blades, the paddles. That's what we're working
I
on.
had the sun still in my head, like sun rays.
Well, yeah, the rays. Rays are good.
But I like fan blades better.
Oh, yes. So I'm not going parallel right with this line. I'm going to kick it over a little bit. So you see how I'm changing the radius?
Yes.
So it makes it where it's a little thinner this way and a little thicker when you're coming out.
And you're varying the sizes of the blades, right?
Yeah,
thin
because
and
I
thick.
want there to be room for error. I'm not trying to make this perfect. We're just having a good time here. And then I might do a couple on this side just to get a feeling for how the whole picture is going to go. Maybe I want that one to be a little wider. Like that. But you can just keep doing that all around and then we'll have our rays. Okay, so this is looking good. I think my lines kind of ran into each other here and there, so I might just erase this line a little bit and decide how I can make that appear to be thinner this way and thicker that way, and the same with this line right here. So if that happens, you can do that, or you can leave it, it's fine. It's gonna look good either way, because we're just gonna have fun painting this. I think I'm gonna leave those two out. I think they look better without them. I'm just gonna leave them. Yeah, that gives us some good. All right, cool, I like that. All right, next step is we get to paint it, which is my favorite. I'm gonna clip it, and we'll move our clips out of the way as we work, but it's just nice to have it be flat for us. All right, so let's make some paint here.
Those clips are more handy than a clip for a bag of chips.
I have used them at my house for clipping snacks and at my desk.
Nice.
So I'm gonna start out with the swirl because it just looks fun to me. So I'll just do a little. Now I have a good amount of paint on my brush. It's not like super transparent, but it's got a little water on it because we want to be able to build that up if we want to.
Do you want to pull that to the left a little bit?
Sure. Is that
you.
better?
Yeah.
Now, if that clip gets in your way when you're trying to paint, you can also just move it and then put it back when you're ready to put it back. Don't let the clip tell you what to do. You tell that clip what to do. You gotta do what feels natural for you to get that shape just right, you know? And that's true of anything, of like when you're painting. If I'm doing this straight on, but it's easier for you to kind of turn your page and do it, then turn your page. Sometimes I forget that I can do that.
This spiral right now makes me think of oh gosh, that claymation movie. I can't think of what it's called though.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna mix some white with the blue and get us a little lighter blue value. And this is just a good medium value to work on here. And I'm gonna do that on the inside space. Oh, I might need a little, so right next to that, it doesn't look that different. So I'm gonna mix a little bit more white into my blue because I want there to be a contrast. That's better. Did you think of the movie yet, Keenan?
I think it's The Corpse's Bride.
Oh.
I think it's a Halloween movie.
Yeah. What's the spiral make you think of in that movie?
I think it's of the art.
Some artwork.
Let me see if I'm right. I could be wrong.
I think I have a vague idea of what you're talking about.
Must just be the color, because there's literally nothing with a spiral in it.
Well, that's okay. Now, one thing you can be doing while you're painting is already thinking about what you're grateful for, because just the act of painting and thinking about that might be nice. So we haven't got to the part where we're writing about being grateful, but we can think about it as we're painting. And if having some nice, relaxing music is a good thing for you, you can do that.
Yeah.
I kind of like piano music sometimes, or ambient kind of noise is nice.
I like to listen to sappy music.
What is a sappy music? What does that mean?
Usually I think of sappy music that's like, like love songs.
Oh.
That
That makes you happy?
Classic, yeah. It makes me, I just like it. Makes me feel things. And I like feeling things.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite sappy song?
That's a good question. I don't know. Ooh, there's a song.
Oh, I just thought of my favorite sappy song.
What is it? Tell me.
You're going to laugh at me.
Okay.
I like The Cure, Friday I'm in Love. That's my favorite sappy song.
The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
Friday I'm in Love.
Yep, he goes through the days a week and says how he's feeling, but Friday, he's in love. It's pretty great.
I do not know that song.
We'll look up the lyrics really fast and you'll see what I mean.
I'm going to Google it. The Cure.
So we got our medium tone in there. Now we'll go back and do some more darker. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the rays coming out. We'll do light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So we can decide which one's gonna be light and which one's gonna be dark. And when you're going back and forth, you might make a mistake and put two darks next to each other or something like that. That is totally fine. You can paint over it or you can leave it. It's not a big deal. So even though I'm giving you a formula, we're just gonna go for it.
These are great lyrics.
Right? What's your favorite lyric that you just read?
Ooh.
Or you can.
I don't want to read the whole song.
No, don't read the whole song.
It's way too much, but I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray, and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love.
Right? Isn't that blue part so perfect for this, what
Yeah.
we're doing right now?
That's so great.
So I'm just gonna put a little of this light blue at the beginning. We're gonna have it fade out to a lighter white almost, but we'll just roughen our value right now. And then we'll play with texture and building that texture up. And this is kind of helping us decide, okay, this one's gonna be light, this one's gonna be dark, kind of thing. Yeah, I do. I have older brothers and they liked The Cure when I was growing up, and I don't know, it's got happy memories. Isn't it funny how music kind of gives you a portal back to a time frame in your life?
Totally.
like a time machine.
Yep.
And your journal can be that way too.
It can.
You know this stuff always looks weird in the middle, so if it's looking weird right now, don't you worry. I was thinking about having gratitude and how that's really like a habit that you can cultivate, kind of like going to the gym or working on a goal like that.
Yeah, sometimes you don't realize, one, things you're grateful for till you start making it a habit to look and appreciate the things you're grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, it is a good habit to start cultivate.
No, that might be a lot of dark blue right there. We might break that up with an extra thing. We'll just see how we feel about that when we get going. All right, so I'm just gonna mix a little bit more white into this blue. I'm using my paintbrush. You could use a palette knife if you wanted to, but I think we're okay. So this is a little lighter value than that. And I think it's fun to just have the brush strokes. You don't have to make this like super smooth into the next one. Like those brush strokes can be seen, and that's okay. I'm trying to stay in the spot where it makes sense for the camera and not get my head in there. How am I doing,
You're
Keenan?
doing a great job.
Yeah, see, that's just a little bit lighter. Get this guy. You guys are having your head spinning when I get done with this.
And it's a spiral.
I know, I was like, wait, where it's upside down? What's right side up? I don't know anymore. I don't know, sometimes when I think about all the things on my list that I need to do or the goals that I've been making that I'm not quite there yet, sometimes I can get more concerned about that progress. And I start feeling unhappy when I'm not reaching those goals or numbers aren't lining up for me, or just that thing that I've just really wanted to happen hasn't happened yet. And I forget that there are so many things that I have worked on in my life that I've already achieved that I can be happy about because I'm thinking about more and more and more. That's kind of my sign when I'm getting frustrated, to slow down and remember, like, hey, these other things are in your life. They used to be things you didn't have that you wanted, and now you have them. So those are things I can be grateful for. That helps me.
That's a great
Feeling
perspective.
frustrated to be like, yeah, those things I'm working on, that's good. It's good to set a goal, and it's good to be stretching and growing. But sometimes if you're feeling frustrated in that, then you can slow down and remember.
Whenever I have a goal of something that I want to reach, I always focus so hard on that goal that I get overwhelmed.
Really?
But the easiest, lately I've been really focusing, I think I told you, my goal this past month was do 1,000 push-ups.
Which is incredible. I don't think I would ever set a goal like that. But I mean, I'm not Keenan. I'm just a little artist girl here.
What shocked me about it was, initially I was like, that's a lot of push-ups, but can I do it in 30 days, and how many do I have to do every day?
Yeah.
It's only 35 push-ups a day. And that's a manageable goal. If you can't do 35 straight, which I could not at the beginning of 30 days.
Right.
All you got to do is 5 at a time. And then you slowly build that month up. And it's the same concept for starting a practice for
Well, and when you break up,
for things.
I like that. When you break up that goal to small things, then you can see the progress as you're going instead of being overwhelmed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you can be grateful for your progress as you're doing it.
You achieve those small goals first, and at the end of it, you'll be a champion.
Yeah, so that's something you could think about when you're thinking of things to be grateful in your journal. Like, what can you be grateful for in the journey of something that you're working on? Like, hey, okay, maybe you haven't achieved that yet, but what are some of the little steps that you've been able to do along the way? I like that.
It's interesting though too, because gratitude is a powerful mindset. Because if you are grateful for the smallest things, for me, I'm easily entertained, and I go into like movies with low expectations.
Yeah.
But I'm always grateful for whatever I have, like almost a low standard for, because that's where it starts. And it's a mindset of, when you have a grateful mindset of small things, when you get those big things, it's like mind-blowing. It's like, there's no way. Are you serious? You know, it's, oh.
1,000 push-ups? Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Exactly. It's so great. So it's gratifying if you're grateful.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Instead of like, okay, I did 1,000 push-ups, now what am I gonna do? Like,
exactly.
You got to slow down and recognize the accomplishments.
Exactly.
Like when you do them. That's important too. Celebrate. Take time to celebrate.
You know what comes with celebration?
Cake.
Cake.
I knew we was going to talk about food, you guys. We always do, huh?
Always. Now it's a goal of mine.
I had a friend teach me how to make baked eggs, and I made them this morning, and they were great.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right? It's like, wait, what? So I like fried eggs, and I like the eggs to be like just a little. I'm sorry if I'm offending you by telling you this, if this is not your preference. If you don't like talking about eggs, just plug your ear for a minute. But I like them to be just a little soft in the middle, like just a little bit ready. Yeah. And so I like over medium fried eggs, but I don't always have the time to make them. And my friend, her name is Jesse too. So it gets really confusing for us. She made these baked eggs, and she got a muffin pan, and she like put some oil in there, and she just cracked an egg in there, and then she put like a little heavy cream on there and a little Parmesan and a little bit of like green onions or something, and put them in the oven for like 12 minutes, and they came out just delicious. What I like about that is it's a lot of hands-off time, right? Like I'm not over there over the top of the stove.
12 minutes of hands-off time.
Right, so that's what I did this morning. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a load of laundry on while these eggs are going, and I'm gonna get my kids ready, and then I sat down and had a lovely breakfast.
That is nice.
Sorry, it's completely unrelated to everything we're doing right now.
I'm grateful for that story, Jesse.
But if you want eggs that taste good and you don't want to be over the stove while you're doing it, there you go. I was really grateful for my friend teaching me that.
Absolutely.
Recipe. See? I might have to put that in my journal today.
It's a mindset. You just got to be grateful for it.
Yeah, they're so yummy.
Now I'm hungry.
I'm sorry. I brought some good snacks to work today I can share with you.
Thank you.
We like sharing our snacks around here.
We like eating snacks.
Okay, we're gonna let this dry just for a second. Okay, this is looking a little more dry now. I'm just touching it. I'm like, okay, yeah. So if I start working into this darker blue, I'm not gonna like smear the paint. Although if you did, it's no big deal, you can paint over it. Sometimes you do get a little nervous when you're working in a journal, because you're like, especially if you got a few pages in there like we have in this month, and you're like, I don't want to mess it up. It's no big deal. With acrylic paint, you can just paint over it if you don't like it. It's not a big deal.
Paint over, new canvas, redo.
Oh wait, I was mixing light blue, but that's not what we're doing right now. We want dark blue. That's what we want.
Been there.
All right. So yeah, let's start out with our darkest blue. And I'm thinking I want this spiral a little thicker, so I'm going to go back in there and thicken that up a little bit. And I got a lot of water on my brush, so that's a little bit more than I wanted. Use your paper towel, just dab it off if you need to. Oh, isn't that blue just such a pretty blue? Love it. Prussian blue.
Prussian blue.
This is really all about layering this project. And you can fuss with it and layer till your heart's content. Which I like. It's very relaxing for me to just paint the layers and blend in them together, and doing a little darker on top of another one. It's nice.
Just makes it pop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna do a darker value at the top here, at the beginning of the ray. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This part. All right.
The root of the ray.
Yeah, in the beginning. Go and turn this. Trying to keep my
Yep.
head out. We're doing all right with that.
Yep, I was just about to say, watch your noggin.
I could feel it, I could sense it. It was coming. And you can kind of just dab the paint into the middle there. No big deal. If you're using a lot of water and you do that on the threads of the sewing seam, it might soak through to another page. You might want to not put a lot of water, but I think paint this way will probably be just fine. Just a little tip.
Pro tip.
Yeah, and you don't have to be too careful with it. We're just having fun. I mean, there's no blue sun out there, right? So we're not trying to make it look like something.
Not on this planet.
That'd be kind of cool, though.
That would be
I don't know
sweet.
how that would work. Be some weird science behind it.
Science.
Science? Is that how I said it?
Science.
A southern accent coming out.
Have you ever seen Nacho Libre?
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of Nacho Libre, but I'm a child, so.
It's been a while since I saw it. Oh, this is just fun to paint. Like, just when you got something like outlined out and then you're just going for it. It's just, you don't have to think a lot about it. You're just doing it. I like it. It's a lot of fun. So more dark blue. Just get in there. So I'm not going all the way down, just doing a little bit of that in there. And it's okay for to use a little thick paint here and there and some of those brush strokes to show. That's just fine. That just adds interest to it.
Do you want to bring that to the left? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. The one thing to remember with acrylic paint is you want to try to work faster than your paint dries.
To paint faster than your paint dries?
Because, if you got your paint drying over there and you're trying to use it, it'll start drying up on you. Right, this pace is just fine for what we're trying to do. But if it dries up, then you could just get some more paint out. And towards the end, we're going to try to do a little dry brush. I get excited, I can't talk. A dry brush technique. And so having our brush and paint be a little more dry is going to work for that. This is kind of a thick pass of blue. If we don't like that, we'll paint over it, but we're just going to go for it. I'm going to put a little paint in the middle there, just tucking it in there. There we go. Can you see? I can move it.
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
Thanks, Keenan. My art cheerleader, I like it. Everybody should have their own art cheerleader.
Yeah, if you need a recording, I will cheer you on. You just let me know.
Keeping it over here, right? All right. Yeah, and if you run into this space on accident, which is fine, we can go back over that part too. No big deal. We'll just work back and forth between these spaces and get our desired effect. No need to panic. No need to be precious. We're just having fun.
Please remain calm.
I know when I've watched tutorials in the past and I'm doing something and then I do something that they didn't do, I'm like, oh no, pause it, everyone stop. I don't know what just happened. It's okay. It's okay. And if you're not working quite as quickly as we are, that's okay too. We can just pause it. and let yourself catch up. That's what
Yeah.
I like about videos. Sometimes I forget that I can do that, and I get all like, I gotta keep up. You're fine.
The only tutorial videos I watch anymore are vehicle maintenance videos and piano songs, because I don't sight read. I'm against it.
Really?
Yeah. But every single time I get nervous. I'm like, oh shoot, I just missed a major part. How am I gonna watch it again? I'm like, oh wait. Just click the 10 seconds back.
I know, that is such a great feature. I don't
is
know
so
how long
great.
that was a thing that I didn't know was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm a little embarrassed that I didn't see that for maybe as long
It's
as...
nice on the phone because all you gotta do is double tap left or right.
Okay, so we're gonna mix a darker blue than this, but lighter blue than that. So another value here. Something like this.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks.
You actually want to pull your palette a little closer
Sure.
to the middle.
Can you see that better?
Yeah.
So yeah, just a little blue, not as much white. It helps to just add white, a little bit of white to your blue, like instead of the other way around.
Does water change the color of acrylic paint or just the consistency?
It just changes like its transparency.
Okay. That makes sense.
So it's a little more see-through when you're using water than it is when you use thicker paint. It's like more opaque and less see-through. But because you can work in layers, you can have, like this is kind of a more see-through layer, you can build value and texture that way.
Which is really fun to watch too. It is. Watching painting projects is so satisfying. It kind of makes me sleepy. I think like watching Bob Ross, his voice is soothing and he's so nice.
And positive.
And positive.
I mean, you can only have good dreams if you fall asleep to him talking
That's
about
true.
happy trees. Sorry, I just needed to get that angle, and I know if I put my head down that I wasn't going to get it, so I'll lift my artwork up.
You're good, it worked.
Okay, maybe a little bit more blue, a little bit more white. I even like the sound of paint, like.
Oh, I do too. The brush stroke too.
So relaxing.
You
And
should-
this
yeah.
is all about being mindful, so it's perfect for these
Oh, yeah.
projects this month.
We should record some of the brush strokes with like a really nice mic.
Oh, sounds like a good idea. And see, I'm not like, I kind of went back in and out of the darker, so it's not like a harsh line. You can, that's why I like using the smaller brush, so it's whatever. You might want to come back in over the dark to blend that out. That'll be just fine.
You know what this just made me think of?
What?
A shower head.
Oh. Showering gratitude.
Oh.
You know, just everybody grows different. Have you seen those like videos of plants that are blowing in the wind over here, blowing in the wind over there, then it stimulates their roots and whatnot.
Yeah.
And maybe this plant might not be as big, but its roots are really strong.
Real strong.
Yeah. We had someone in the Facebook group do a really cool journal entry about that.
And they shared it?
Yeah.
That's
Her name
so
is Heidi.
great.
Yep. So we can shower or what? You made me think of that, and now I don't know where I was going with it.
Shower others with.
We can water our growth with our gratitude. That's what I was
Boom,
trying to say.
that's nice.
Okay, that might be a stretch for our analogy. You guys, you know what we're saying. We're just trying to put positive vibes out there
Yeah.
for you. Okay, so I went slightly lighter value here at the bottom. Now, if you're worried, see, you can kind of see my page before that about getting paint on your next page when you're going off the page like this. You can put a little wax paper, parchment paper behind that if you're worried.
I do that when I work in my art journal.
Yeah. You like to use your paint pretty thick. I remember seeing that one page that you did that way. So that helps.
I need to use more acrylic paint actually.
Are you out of paint? Because I know how to get some paint. We have this Let's Make Art store.
Oh.
And
like a .com thing?
Yeah, it's pretty great. You can get all kinds of paint. If you're running out of paint, Keenan, we can hook you up with that.
Perfect.
And we have this deck of art paint actually in other colors. So if the blue Gratitude Sun's not doing it for you, you can do whatever color you want.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know about whatever color. There is one named Pumpkin Patch though, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I think there's one named that color. Which you would probably prefer it to be Sunset Orange.
Yes. I'll add some pink in there and it'll be perfect.
Okay, see what I did there? So I got like paint on my brush. My brush isn't super wet, and I went back over on those lighter areas and I just drag it across to get sort of that dry brush texture.
Oh, nice.
And if it's my paint's still wet, then it's just going to blend, which is also a nice effect. So it's just whatever.
Do you want to bring that to the left a little bit? Wait, other left.
Am I right?
Sorry, yes.
I'm like, I feel like I'm way over here now. My body's over here. This is over there.
You're right, you're right. You're leaning.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how much more I can accommodate you.
Sometimes I am really good with directions.
Yeah, so we're just taking that darker blue from the top, blending it down into the areas that are not as dark blue. Yeah, and then you kind of get that kind of effect. Dry brush, like how we did here.
I love the dry brush look.
Okay, I got to get some medium blue in this part though, so get that in there first. Jumped ahead, got excited.
Been there.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't mean to do that, but it's a happy accident. So pretty. Just love blue. It makes me happy. Makes me calm. I like that. But a little bit. I mean, this is just the top, so I don't know that I would have this much light blue, but we can go back over it with the dark blue, and that'll be okay too. And I didn't love how this one gets a little narrow because we did these ones like that. So I might just make that one a little bit wider when I paint over it, and that's gonna be fun. Maybe that one's a little more loosey-goosey. I just keep moving it around. See what I'm saying? I'm just kind of letting that one do its own thing. Yeah, and I like
that one is the rebel of the group.
This one? Or this one?
The one you let do its own thing.
Yeah. Oh, I got paint on my hand and I touched my face.
Oh dear.
Do I got paint?
You're
paint
clear.
on my
You're
face?
good.
All clear. Okay. Yeah, that happens a lot in my life. I get paint everywhere on everything. Get real excited. So yeah, not a lot of water on this brush, and then you kind of get this nice like textures like that. That's kind of fun. And I'm using that darker blue to come back into that medium blue. And we'll do that same idea with the lighter blue in just a minute with white. And you could do this forever, right? You could keep going in and out and blending it and making it. You can spend as much time as you want doing this and have a good time.
The thing that's great about the art journal is that you can start a project, get distracted, let it dry, start where you left off.
Oh yeah.
At anywhere. You don't have to have you don't have to be set up anywhere. You just have it in your back pocket, if your pockets are big enough.
Yeah, or a small little bag.
Little bag.
Put it in the seat of your car, just riding shotgun.
Yeah. Got to go to the DMV. Take your art journal with you.
The dreaded GMV could be a place of peace for you. But you can find things to be thankful for there.
Yes, you could.
Might look a little different, but. Yeah, see, I'm just barely touching that with my dry brush, and then we get those kind of techniques like that. And you can even hear it. It's almost like scrubbing noise, so you know you got your brush dry enough for that. Are you liking what you're doing so far? Are you taking a moment to see how it's evolving?
Hopefully they are.
This is a fun one. Okay. Now we can work back into the white, work back into the lighter blue with white.
Work back into the light.
Okay, I'm gonna do like a slightly light blue first, and then we'll do white. You can see that? Mixing that.
Yep. I love the texture of acrylic paint.
It's kind of fun, huh?
Especially when you're mixing it. It's really fun.
I got really quiet because I was just enjoying this.
Detail mode.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's so comforting to paint and watch it.
Yeah, and this can look all kinds of different ways in your journal. You can do it like this time, or you can explore other ways of setting up something where you can name things you're grateful for. This could be something you did in every journal if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. Different colors. Different seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. This is the winter season color.
Even though it's April
Well,
for this tutorial. April showers, spring, May flowers.
that is so true.
That's something to be grateful for in April, when maybe it's a little cold and I can't quite make up its mind what the weather's doing.
Yeah. Listen, Missouri has been known to have snow stuff happen in April, so.
Yeah, and then there's like a mud season, you guys, a mud season. I didn't know there was a mud season when I moved here.
Do you like the mud season?
Well, You know,
'Cause-
I'm trying to think of things I'm grateful for with mud. I mean, all of that rain is going to make all the crops grow, and it's awesome. But there's a lot of mud. I got stuck in the mud when I first got here.
And chased by a pack of wolves
Yeah, well, it was,
/ dogs.
I might have exaggerated that. It was wild dog. I said wild dogs. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
were
you did.
domesticated.
I just like to
But
exaggerate.
it felt a little crazy. But it didn't have cell phone service because I got on the dirt road and I didn't know where I was going. And there's a lot to that story. I ended up being really glad that I made it home.
Yeah, that's a great story.
And I hugged Robbie and I said, maybe we need a truck. And these boys I work with have really beautiful trucks. And now my husband's thinking about a truck.
Yeah, we worked on it.
Thanks
for
to
a couple
Keenan.
days. Yeah.
We might be a truck family one day. I don't know. I just think all the cool things I could bring home to repaint or do in my house.
Yeah. Ooh, Kansas City's first Friday, a lot easier if you got a truck.
Well, now you have to tell them what the Kansas City First Friday is so that they don't know.
So I've only been there once, but Kansas City's first Friday down in the West Bottoms is, I mean, in a nutshell, all these different people, vendors of sorts, that anyone can go to and get furniture,
Like really cool old stuff.
old stuff, if you're interested in old antique-ish furniture. But I mean, it,
With character.
yeah, character
So
furniture.
much character.
Oh, so cool. Lots of walking though. If you don't want to walk like me, don't go.
It wasn't that much walking.
We went up like 12 flights of stairs.
Okay, maybe that was a lot.
There,
It
I
was
have
a lot
12
walking.
steps in my house.
And Sarah came and
Oh
She
yeah,
was also
Sarah was there.
pregnant
She was
and-
still pregnant.
she was showing you up on those stairs.
Yeah, she was. But she paid for it. She had a kid.
We all thought she was going to have her baby that day.
Yeah, we thought it was close. It was a close day. I also discovered not everyone makes hot cocoa the same that day.
Oh, yeah.
They just gave me some milk and chocolate syrup and heated it up.
I mean, it's not terrible.
No, it was delicious. I just didn't know I was going to pay $3 for Hershey syrup.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was grateful for the hot chocolate.
It was a little chilly.
It was cold.
Those stairs warmed me up, though. I didn't need my jacket for a minute after I did those stairs. Okay. So that's feeling legit. I'm going to do a little bit lighter blue. Uh-oh, my paint dried. There you go.
Oh dear.
I'm like, how come that paint's not picking up? Oh, because it dried. That's okay. I need a little light blue on this one. I forgot to finish this little spot. And you see that this one can blend right into that lighter one. That's all right.
I like that one. That bottom right.
Thanks. Yeah, and this was just like a little bit longer project for us, but you can always stop and come back to it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you got to remember to move your clips around too, so you don't miss split spots. Because you can see where I have my clip on that one. I'm just going to raise up my... And I'm bringing that lighter color in. Same technique, but lighter on the darker, like that, instead of darker on the light. Does that make sense?
I think so. Yeah.
And those brush strokes before, when I'm doing that, are just we're highlighting them. Kind of fun. Don't have a lot of water on my brush. Well, I do now, like a little bit more, but. Okay, I'm gonna need some medium blue to finish up the spot where I had the clip. We're almost there. Almost there. I think I need a little darker blue right there. So yeah, you can go back and clean up the spots if you like. This is when you can get really into the detail mode. Just get that in there. Oh yeah. So fun, so fun.
I'm a big fan of this project.
Thank you. You can do this so easily, Keenan. I know you can.
I just need a cup and a ruler.
Mm-hmm.
And paint.
Your journal. See how you could just do this all day long, just messing around with the
totally.
subtle stuff. Okay, I'm gonna clean up these like a little bit of white. We'll darken this back in, then we'll let it dry and start writing on it. But let me mix a little bit more blue here. Okay, move over here. So that was dry paint. It happens.
It does.
I'm just like, oh, okay, I see paper. I'm going for that right now.
Oh.
I see a little paper right there.
Getting
We
rid of
just
it,
hit
yeah.
that, yeah.
I see.
In watercolor, your paper is your white, but in this, we're just using our paint to be the value we want it to be in. That's okay.
I know you mentioned the threads, but did you mention if it makes it, you think if it makes it weaker or not?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it
it
would.
would make it weaker. If anything, it probably strengthens it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do this all day long. We gotta end this project at some point. All right. I just love it. I could do it forever. All right. So I'm gonna get a little more dark blue. I'm gonna come in, get this going. I put a little more water on my brush because I'm just playing around here. Let's see. I wanted to thicken that up, but it might be fun to go back and do a little dry brush in this area too. And we'll blend that little bit of dark blue into the light blue like that. Oh yeah, I like it. I'm whispering. I don't know why I'm whispering. Just get
It's the detail mode. That's what happens.
the detail
every
whisper.
time.
I like it. Okay, let's let this dry for a second. Okay, this is looking dry, and you can keep working this if you want to. Like our original, I came back with some even more lighter values here. You know, you could get into there, you can do a little more light value in here. Just have fun with it. But now we're on to the writing down what we're grateful for stage, and I'm just using this Micron PN, which means it has a plastic nib right there, which I just really like a lot. It works great on top of acrylic like this, and you don't have to worry so much about damaging it. We have these on our website. Okay, so I'm going to write in these lighter areas the things I'm grateful for. And you don't have to do this all in one day. You can do it over a period of time. I'm gonna write Robbie's jokes because he makes me laugh even in the most stressful situations. I'm thankful that I'm learning to slow down. Clementine's laughs for sure.
Oh,
My little
yes.
baby laughs. They're so good.
Oh, I love baby laughs.
And that makes me think of all kinds of things I could write about my family. My daughter's drawings, like my middle daughter, Lois's, she has like a smile that just radiates. I could write all those kind of things on here. I'm also thankful for a strong body. Your push-ups made me think of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do that. How many push-ups are you doing?
Well, 35 a day was the goal, to reach 1,000 in 30. good chunk.
Good, it's good. So you can keep adding to these as you think of them, and I think it's really cool to, if these aren't too personal to share, you can share them with our Facebook group, Let's Make Art Journals. Let's Make Art Journals, that's the name of the Facebook group, sorry. I was like, wait, I missed something there. Or you can use the hashtag Let's Make Art Journals on Instagram, wherever you hang out, and share those. I think you'll find that maybe little things that you think are no big deal that maybe everybody else is thankful for isn't like something people would be enlightened by or surprised by, but it's cool to see what other people are be thankful for, because it might get you thinking about something maybe you hadn't thought about being thankful for. So I think it's neat to share how this turns out. These always turn out a little different for everyone, so it's kind of fun to see what people's spin is on that. So, and I think this is one of those things that can really help us just slow down and recognize all the things in our life that we can be, grateful for and just okay with. Yeah, so I enjoy doing this with you, and I hope that you enjoy doing this with us. We love art journaling here, and it has so many benefits, and I'm hoping that you are being able to experience those with us. Thank you so much for doing this project. We'll see you next time.